see more on that story by joining me for Close Up West tonight at 7:30 over on BBC Two.
We're on two wheels now. It's hard to imagine that traffic jams in cities like Bath and Bristol could get much worse, but the government is predicting there could be twice as many cars on the road by the year 2021. So it's never too soon to start looking at other ways of travelling to and from work. Well, News West has taken to the roads to look at some unusual two-wheeled alternatives that could just beat the jams. Scott Ellis reports.
Terry O'Connor isn't taking Bristol's traffic jams sitting down. In fact, come rush hour, he can be spotted gliding through the traffic bolt upright on what looks like a children's scooter. It's an Italian contraption called a Blatino, costs around £700 and is guaranteed to turn heads.
Beware, really?
Yeah, because they'd be good for around the jams. It might be a bit dangerous because, obviously if you have a job spotting them, but like that guy would be alright, but...
After 6 months, Terry's got used to the stairs and the balancing act.
It's just like riding a kiddie scooter with a motor attached to the back of it. When I was a young girl, I used to love riding scooters, so I have it into practice.
It's small enough to fit through the narrowest of gaps and packs away when the journey's over. And it's not the first in the region. One was spotted recently in Bath. This is another Italian jambuster. It may look like an ordinary scooter, but it sounds like a milk float. As its name implies, the Electrico is battery-powered.
Two 12-volt batteries run through a motor, charging unit there, and a plug that plugs into your household supply. Takes about 10 hours to charge and will do about 20 miles.
Why should anybody want one of these?
Because they're green, they're clean, and in places like America, there are actually cities where they have traffic lanes where only electric vehicles are allowed to go.
There's no plans here for priority lanes for electric vehicles, but local authorities in Somerset are considering using these green machines. So which is the quickest? Gentlemen, start your engines. Admittedly, it's not quite Formula One. In fact, neither can do better than 30 miles an hour. Some say small bikes won't catch on, but BMW think otherwise. They've just unveiled the futuristic C1, bristling with safety features, including a seatbelt, which could tempt people from 4 wheels onto 2. But in Andy's and Terry's case, BMW are preaching to the converted. Scott Ellis, BBC News West, Bristol.
I fancy a scooter myself. Now some sports news. Bristol Rugby Club have signed a new 2-year sponsorship deal worth £250,000. This morning, players showed off the new shirts carrying the name of Sanderson Recruitment, an IT recruitment company which has sponsored Bristol City for the past 2 years. The new deal is a boost for Bristol, who currently lead Division 2 of the Allied Dunbar Premiership. Well, believe it or not, just 42 days to go to Christmas. The first festive lights have been switched on tonight.
Yes, we're going back to John Kay in the Bristol City Centre, where thousands of people gathered for this year's glittering spectacle, John.
Yeah, actually, to tell you the truth, it feels more like Glastonbury in the summer, the noise that's coming out of this place. Behind me, actually, at the moment, you can see a hot air balloon illuminated as a Christmas light. That's one of the ones designed by the children. Our cameras have been right across Bristol, having a look at some of the other lights that are around the city this evening. In the city centre itself, the big switch on, going up Park Street, up White Ladies Road, past the BBC, and up towards the Downs. And the big switch on as well tonight in Swindon, where Tim Vincent from the BBC's Clothes Show programme switched on the lights there. Looks like they're having a big party in Swindon as well tonight. That's the lights going on in Swindon at the Brunel Shopping Centre. I think there's a lot more electricity being used here in the West Country tonight than there was this time yesterday. That's it from us for the night. Back to the studio.
Thank you, John. You're obviously having a lot of fun down there. And if that's put you in the mood for Christmas, here are some other places around the region which are switching on their lights over the next few days. Gloucester's lights go on this Sunday at 5:30 in King's Square. In Yeovil, the switch on is Thursday the 19th of November at 6:30, and for Taunton, it's the same night at 7 o'clock. Chippenham lights up on Friday the 20th of November at 6:45, and the big switch on in Bath is Saturday the 21st of November at 4:30 in the Italian Gardens.
Well, that's great. All we need is a bit of snow, really.
Oh,
isn't it?
don't say that, for goodness sake.
Tony Targis here. Bring us a bit of sparkle.
Yeah, a bit of sparkle. Well, there's certainly no snow, but it's today's been cool and drafty, overdrafty, I suppose, as a consequence of Christmas shopping. It's kind of government health warning, really, isn't it? But temperatures 52 degrees Fahrenheit, but tonight the showers dying away. In many places becoming dry and relatively clear, too. Some mist forming later in the night and a touch of ground frost here and there, too. But by the end of the night, I think the cloud returning to these more western parts. Fairly light winds overnight, too. The strong winds at present soon moderating. The pressure, 1,012 at 29.76 inches. I beg your pardon, 1,008, 29.76 inches, and falling still further tomorrow. And tomorrow starts off fairly cloudy in most places, rather misty too. A little bit of brightness in Gloucestershire and parts of Wiltshire, but eventually I think during the morning some rain coming to these more western parts, and then in the afternoon that rain, albeit quite light and patchy, spreading to many other parts during the afternoon. And quite a cold day too. Temperatures 9 or 10, that's only 48 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Fairly light southerly winds too. The high water times across the West Country coast for tomorrow at Weston-super-Mare just after 2 o'clock in the morning, and again at 2:30 in the afternoon. The prospects for Saturday, bright and breezy with a few showers, and then on Sunday those showers dying away and becoming colder but brighter too.
Tony Target there at the man. Well, finally, a look at the headlines from the BBC this evening. A devastating report has detailed widespread sexual abuse affecting more than 60 children at a Newcastle nursery. Parents say they're going to sue Newcastle City Council. And here, a pensioner from Somerset has been found guilty of attempting to poison her neighbours by injecting a lethal mixture of petrol and ammonia through the walls of their home. June Cronin-Simpson was described by the judge as potentially an extremely dangerous woman.
Well, that's it from News West team for now. You can find out why Avon and Somerset Police intend to keep their mounted unit in half an hour's time by joining me for Close Up West over on BBC Two. And Chris is back later with more news at 9:25.
That's it, but for now, from the News West team, a very good evening to you.
Good night.
The Summer One